Congratulations to the Dodgers.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a long time coming. It's been a long time coming for the Dodgers. They finally got over the hump.
Mm-hmm.
Don't act like I'm about to give y'all a breakdown analysis of
I
baseball.
thought he was.
It sounded good though, right? It sounded good
Yeah,
though.
absolutely.
I am happy for my guy Kershaw though. My guy Kershaw
Yeah.
finally
Yep.
got over that. Got that monkey off his back. Kind of reminiscent of. Kind of remind me of Peyton Manning. Actually, how it took Peyton Manning some time to get over the hump. But
Yeah, absolutely. And then my whole thing was, I never really beat up Kershaw as much as a lot of people did, because in a lot of those games, Kershaw, yeah, he had a couple, like he had some iffy outings, but also, man, if you look at his run support in some of those games, man, it wasn't really that great. And it's just like football, where it's almost like where you have to depend on other people. Baseball is the most individualized team sport in the world, where it's just like, I can do my job perfect,
and
but
still lose.
But if these other people aren't doing anything as well, there's only so much that I can do, because Clayton Kershaw, I mean, he can go up there and hit if they're playing in a National League park. I think they changed that rule though. But like, if he goes out there and he could maybe get a couple at bats, but that ain't enough to win you the game. You still need an offense to do that. You need people to actually go out there and make plays and give you run support. So I ain't gonna truly kill him, but I'm glad he got it. Even though I'm an Angels fan, so I'm glad he got it. And Mookie.
Yeah, they got it
Mookie,
done, man. They got it done, man. They got over the hump. So congrats to them. Hats off. I like Kershaw, man. I just like his stuff. He's filthy with it at the mound. So it's like, I understand like what AJ just presented to us. Baseball, you are really dependent upon your teammates and your managerial staff to come through for you. So it's not like it was all on Kershaw. Yeah, that's how it plays out in the media. But what we do here, we change the narrative, so we got to keep it real. But over the years, he's just been a phenomenal pitcher. And if you like the game, you just have to admire that. I also just thought it was crazy. This is a crazy fact. Him and Matthew Stafford like grew up together, and it always intrigues me how it seems like famous people just seem to hang together. Like at an early age, like, bro, how in the hell they played on the same little league team, and one's an NFL quarterback and one's a World Series champion pitcher? Like, what's in the water? Like,
I think it's gonna happen again. I don't know if it's gonna be to where they're two of the best at their kind of roles, but Spencer Rattler, the quarterback from Oklahoma, him and Nico Mannion from Arizona, they used to hoop together in high school. So Spencer Rattler, he the QB at Oklahoma. Nico Mannion, he gonna be in the draft. He may be a lottery pick or whatever. So that's another childhood tandem that is. And it's always you always have those players who kind of came up and were on the same teams, especially when you go to like the powerhouse schools like out in Florida, Georgia, Ohio, Texas, stuff like that. So it's kind of crazy to be like, especially when it's like, y'all ain't win shit. That's the ones I be looking at like, y'all ain't win nothing, like, because it looked like y'all had some dogs.
Yeah, it's crazy. So your boy, on the Dodgers, Justin Turner, he found out he had COVID, tested positive for COVID in the middle of the game. They pull him. And then they mad at him because he came back out and celebrated. They tried to change this narrative on him. It was so funny to me.
It's too late by then anyway, man.
It was so funny. You got to play half the game. Half the game, did his own thing. And then you mean to tell me I just won and I'm supposed to stay in the back?
Shit.
Don't get me wrong.
I've been here, bro.
Yeah, don't get me wrong.
But why you telling me halfway through the game? That's on y'all.
Hey, that's the main mishandle right then and there. But don't get me wrong.
Halfway through the game, y'all got it. Shit, I'm coming to party.
And that's what I'm saying.
But
if you rush me out of here now, what's the point?
He was negligent though. Him coming out there without a mask, him out there wilding, kissing the girl.
He had a mask.
Got it.
He pulled it down.
They had it. He rolled there with them, bro. He was kissing this morning.
But he didn't know he had it then.
Because they didn't tell him in time.
I'm with you on that part. But once you know, you supposed to at least wear your mask, bro. I'm not telling you to stay in the back. I know I wouldn't have been in the back. That's a fact. We just won the World Series. I don't give a damn. We getting up out this bubble. Hey, y'all better go get some elderberry when y'all leave. That's it. I'm with you. But don't try to sit here and try to pin it all on him. Like now he the bad guy. When y'all was messed up, y'all was late to the party. Y'all waited to half the game and try to pull me, bro. Ain't no winner. What if he was the pitcher?
If I'm the pitcher, look,
the ball all night.
Look, somebody gonna have to fight me if you try to come pull me halfway through the game because I got COVID.
What if he was hitting? What if he was at bat?
They should have just kept it to themselves at that point.
Exactly. Some of these times, I mean, you just trying to it's just stupid.
It's too late. Well, what's pulling them now gonna do but make us look bad,
bro? So if I'm as soon as I'm in the dugout and they come out to me and be like, "Hey, excuse me, we need you to leave." Like, come on, no, like y'all gotta leave. Like, get that shit out of my face. I'm not going nowhere because I'm already here, and it's the most important game of my life. Because like, get that bullshit out of my face.
It is what it. I mean, they try to, like I said, they know they dropped the ball. So instead of them taking ownership of them dropping the ball, let's put it on him. Let's change this whole thing and say, you know what? You're the one that's being irresponsible right now. You're the one being negligent. You're the one spreading it out. You're the one ruining it all. Let's put it all on you.
Like you said, one, you tell them in the middle of the game, okay, I got the news, but then we win. Like, I'm pleading temporary insanity if I win. You can't really blame me for anything that I do because I listen. I was in a state of euphoria. I didn't really know what I was doing. I thought I had it on. I thought I was good. My bad. Y'all shouldn't even have me there. I shouldn't even been there.
Bro,
I shouldn't have been there. What do you mean? I shouldn't have been out there?
No, I'm talking about I should have known before this game and not been there.
I would have been there. I would have had my mask on. I would have probably tried to find some gloves. I'd have been trying to at least been responsible at that moment. You know what I'm saying? But I'm out there. It is what it is. Like, we just won the World Series. I'm not sitting in the back. Yeah, I'm about to say.
Locker room with them.
Yeah, I'd adapt everybody up after the area. You know what I'm saying? I've been sitting right beside y'all, close to y'all. We've been spitting all that. Nah,
I'm passing the champagne bottle around. Hey, it's going down the line like fall 2011. You dig what I'm saying?
But it is what it is. I'm gonna let you know I'm gonna be out there. But like I said, I would have been fake responsible. It is what it is. But your boy got COVID too.
Who? Trevor
Lawrence.
Yeah, man.
You know what? They better pray to the sunshine heavens that he don't have no serious long-term, side effects to this. Because I'm telling you, for one, y'all wanted to have this college football season so bad. If the person who is touted as the guy coming into the season for the team can't play, and then the long-term effects, if it's some long-term effects, then he drops, and say an NFL team, they still say, it's Trevor Lawrence, he just, had COVID and stuff like that, and then he ends up not being the guy in the NFL because he has, respiratory issues, heart issues, whatever the case may be. Y'all gonna look real stupid because, it's been players that came out and said, look, I just haven't felt the same since I had it. And, if you look at a lot of the players who had it, even from, basketball to, from the NBA, then to the NFL, some of the guys who've had it, they've been top guys and then they come back and they ain't looking so good. And yeah, they, like I said on previous episodes, in sports, you are taught to play through your injuries. You taught to play through your ailments. But now it's looking like it's only so much you can do.
At the same time, in this pandemic, everybody has a responsibility to themselves. I don't care what we were ever taught to do. If I was a 5-star athlete and I was trained to go, congrats to them, hats off. You see, there's some people who are sitting out, in sports. People opted out because to some people, it was more important. Their health was more important, and the unknown factor of the COVID. So, it's Trevor also went out there.
Yeah, and once again, like I said, it's gonna like a lot of these college players. They even come out and said they want to play. But my whole thing from the beginning was adults have to step in. Adults have to protect these people. And of course, because he knows, look, I got millions on the line. But to him, he's not thinking like I got millions on the line. He's thinking, oh, this is my family. These are my brothers. I'm gonna go out there. If we're gonna play, I'm gonna go out there with them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And he doesn't have, an adult in his ear saying, I don't think that's the best idea right now, especially with you having like millions in the bag. Bro, you are going to be the number 1 overall pick, most likely. Yeah. You're going to walk into millions, guaranteed for the next 4 years. You know what I mean? So for me, it's just like.
So what's the downfall? I might as well play, though, if I want to play. You didn't say nothing negative. You didn't say nothing negative about him playing.
Okay, except getting COVID.
What I'm saying is that the negative. I said the negatives before. Yeah, what if he has long-term effects? Yep. What if he has respiratory issues?
No, I get that. But I was just saying now, the simple fact now that, of course, that's why he played, because he's not thinking about that. He's not thinking about that. His coach wasn't thinking about COVID. The people above him wasn't thinking about COVID. Nobody was thinking about COVID. Nobody was being responsible with that.
But here's my thing.
You keep trying to think rational, Cannon. You keep trying to think rational, Cannon. We don't have rational leadership. We don't have proper leadership above. They're telling the board just told us COVID was over.
That's why. Look, that's why I'm saying
was
over. See, Eric, nah, I can't get with you on this one. If he opts out, he plays the number 1 premium position. He put it all on tape. Just like when Jadeveon Clowney's last year in college wasn't that good. And a lot of people were saying it was because he was like, bro, like, why am I doing this? I got my bag secured. And then he kind of, had a couple, minor injuries where he missed a couple games. And guess what? He still was the number 1 overall pick. If Trevor Lawrence sits out, who's going to overtake him?
Bosa.
And that's my point. Like, at the end of the day, especially with it being a quarterback, and we have these quarterback needy team. Hey, bro, Justin Fields or Trey Lance ain't put the tape out there that Trevor Lawrence has had.
Those players should have stayed. To get back to the point of everything, those players should have stayed home too. We should have had, like Hill said, proper leadership. These kids are risking their lives to get something that they are entitled to anyway, because they've already earned the right. They should have put the whole college football so every college player would still have the opportunity. Give us time to deal with this pandemic, because it's clear as day that it ain't over. It's clear as day.
So
that boy want to make some sense. I'm with you, Cannon. I'm 100% with you on that one.
Eric, let me break some stuff down to you real quick. The reason why Fields is not going to put anything on tape to jump Trevor Lawrence, let's just look at the history of college football. Let's look at, 2011 when Cam Newton came into the NFL? They really tried to convince us that Jake Locker and Blaine Gabbert were in competition with the number 1 overall pick for Cam Newton. We all know that wasn't the facts. They convinced themselves to take Mitchell Trubisky over Deshaun Watson and Pat Mahomes. What I'm saying is Trevor Lawrence is the right person to be number 1, and nobody's going to overtake him for the film that he's put out. And then Justin Fields, they're going to make every excuse to prove why Justin Fields isn't the guy. And because guess what? Look at what Deshaun Watson put on tape and Mitchell Trubisky put on tape. They gave you every excuse because, hey, it's the talent around him. I'm going to call a spade. Trevor Lawrence is white, bro. Justin Fields is black. I tried to beat around the bush, but bro, when it comes to white quarterbacks and he's successful, he's going to be the number 1 overall pick. They are going to nitpick Justin Fields Every little mistake, every little incomplete pass. That's why Deshaun Watson got nitpicked and passed over, and that's why they tried to put Blaine Gabbert and Jake Lockett in the conversation with Cam Newton. Because at the end of the day, bro, when it comes to quarterback, that's the one position where things are going to try and, continue to be status quo. And I hate to say it, but bro, it's true.
They wanted Trevor Lawrence after he won the national championship to go in the draft then as a freshman.
They did.
Exactly.
So,
and
they love him as a prospect. He
hasn't done anything, like I said, he hasn't done anything to just dispute none of that.
And so what I'm saying is, had he stopped playing and had he not played, no one was going to overtake him because he put everything that he needed to on film. And guess what? I guarantee you they're going to be like, he's still a hard worker. He's going to be in shape. He's going to come in prepared. We know that we can get this guy because he's put everything on tape that we need to see.
And also, I think I seen a comment, I think, about injury.
Sean.
My fault, Sean. My guy. Even if he got hurt, I think he would still be the top draft pick because Tua was hurt and Tua was the perennial number 1 pick, and he only fell to 5.
Exactly.
So I don't really think injury would even stop Trevor Lawrence this year in particular.
Absolutely.
But I'll tell you one thing. I love all the points that AJ made, but I look at it from an unbiased standpoint. I don't care what color they are. I'm just looking at the body of work, and I'm going with Trevor Lawrence as a QB.
But that's my point. He
checks every single box.
Yeah. That was my point. That's my point, Kenny.
I know. That's why I said I love.
He checks every single box.
Every single. I said I love every single point you made, but your best point was the white and black one. Right, but I just want to come in there as an unbiased person and say, if I just look at the quarterback and look at the skill, how they read the field, how they read defenses, their release, their accuracy, decision making, I got to go with Trevor Lawrence. Plus, he's done it on the biggest stage possible in college. So,
So the reason why I say like he checks all the boxes, because for one, I wasn't sold on Justin Fields anyway, because like I said, I see a lot of accuracy issues with Justin Fields. So I think that's going to take some work with him, and you have to get him in the right situation. I feel like Trevor Lawrence is one of those guys, you put him in any situation, he is going to excel if you start to build pieces around him. And
he can spin that rock.
Exactly. And I hate
that rock, man.
I hate that he has a monster team around him though, because guess what? Because guess what? Every Alabama quarterback has had a monster team around him. And how many Alabama quarterbacks have we seen have success in the NFL? Ohio State, they be having monster teams around them. How many of those quarterbacks have we seen have success in the NFL? So I'm really not trying to hear, they have pieces around them, because you still got to get on the ball.
It's the small things when you look at the quarterback, and Trevor Lawrence does the small things. I'm trying to tell you, he puts
ball placement.
Ball placement. Like I'm telling you, on that out route, it's right there in front of the receiver, so he can get yards after the catch. It's the small things that other quarterbacks on that same route will throw it behind a receiver, have you reaching back. Those are the differences. Football is a game of inches. And I know it sounds like a cliche, but it's so very true. And it's not just the inches on the run or on the goal line. It's on every single play. And ball placement and accuracy and footwork and decision-making is what it's going to come down to in the end. And Trevor Lawrence has put that on display despite whoever else is on his team.
No, so and that was our point. Like, because that's why when people say Joe Burrow came out of nowhere, it was more like, no, he got into a modern day offense that allowed him to actually throw the ball. And it wasn't that LSU just line up in the I formation and, hey, run this route and try and beat your man. It was, hey, we're going to scheme guys open, because guess what? Even if they aren't open, he can throw you open. He's going to put the ball in places, but it's going to allow him to make the reads and do what he does best. And that's why I said Baker Mayfield. That's why I wasn't sold on him, because his guys was running wide the hell open. And it looks like he's accurate just on paper, but if he's making guys wait for the ball, if he's throwing it out there and people got to slow down, reach behind him, but they still catch it because ain't nobody around him, yeah, his numbers are going to look good. But guess what? He ain't really that good, because when you get in those tight windows in the NFL, it ain't the same. That's why Baker only has success against the Bengals, because they're going to let you run butt wide, booty, naked, open.
And to Eric, man, listen, Alabama quarterbacks don't even really throw the ball at Alabama. They're a run-first team. So I don't expect none of them. They are game managers at best, and that is just what we're talking about. Trevor Lawrence checks all the boxes. You didn't hear me say any Alabama quarterback in the past has checked any of all the boxes. They just come from a good program. They're the quarterbacks that have benefited from the team.
But I will say, Mac Jones, he might be all right. He might be something. Mac Jones might be something.
And then we about to find out it's two or something Sunday.
Trevor Lawrence he runs. I'm not even gonna say play. He runs an NFL pro style offense, and that's just a fact.
Hey, I think Tua is gonna look. You know what? Let me change that. I think this game Tua is gonna look all right, but once they get to the end of the season, they're gonna be beating the hell out of Tua. Like,
who they play?
They play the Rams.
I don't think this is the game we about to look at.
God bless them.
Because sometimes I think when you come in and like this is your first game, even though Herbert was a little bit different, there was no film on him because they weren't expecting him, so they weren't scheming for him. I think Tua is going to
film on Tua,
but I think Tua is gonna be a little bit awkward because he's a lefty quarterback. You know what I mean? So it's just like ain't nobody seen a lefty since Kellen Moore. What? Listen, 7 years ago.
I'll be surprised if Tua makes it out. I'll be surprised. I see Tua running around a lot. I see him scrambling. I see him trying to make things happen because how many rookies have we seen come into the NFL and just drop back, scan the field, and deliver the ball?
Joey B.
One of the few. One of the very few. But my point is that's an anomaly. So you can't name a number of rookies who have done that. Andrew Luck, Joe Burrow, those are probably the last two in recent years who could do that. So Tua didn't do that in college. We just spoke about Alabama quarterbacks and how them being a run-first program. So I see Miami trying to rely heavily on the run. They're going to get Mike Gesicki involved because they do a lot of tight end work at Alabama. But I don't see Tua dropping back, scanning the field, and having a great day. But if he does, I'll be the first one next week to come up here and say I was wrong. So it is what it is.
Doing things you can't believe. It's the 3-man week. We come at you with topics. No, you cannot stop it.